Why you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's
Okay, everyone prepare yourself because Shaq just revealed the truth about Caitlin Clark on Angel Reese's podcast once more. The man, myth, and legend Shaquille O'Neal appeared on Angel Reese's show and made it very apparent who he believes to be the true star. Yes, Shaq did not mince words while discussing Caitlin Clark and Angel's response. Let's just say it was unfavorable. Reese is now regretting her initial choice to invite him. Okay, let's get started with the podcast. Angel Reese comes there with the intention of having a pleasant conversation with Shaq over the game and possibly receiving praise for her hooping. Shaq, however, had other ideas. From the beginning, he hyped Caitlin Clark up by discussing her abilities. You can practically see Angel attempting to conceal the jealousy on her face due to her amazing range and vision on the court. The question, why do people love Caitlin Clark so much besides her skills, is then thrown at her by Shaq. Angel had the opportunity to play it cool now by saying, people love her because she's better. However, she says, oh, it's the logo threes. Come on, it seems like Caitlin's ability to shoot from a distance is the main reason people adore her. However, Shaq wasn't amused and said, hold up, that's not all she's got. Angel is immediately reminded by Shaq that Caitlin Clark is about more than simply shooting. Caitlin Clark is in possession of everything. The best passer is her. Fans are riveted to her, and she dominates the game like a chess master. Professional athlete Caitlin Clark was even ranked higher on a list of marketable athletes than Ronaldo and Messi by a sports media organization. And this is Angel, who appears to have just been given a reality check. This is as authentic as it gets, Recall that Angel recently stated that her rent is not covered by her salary. Let's face it, Caitlin Clark should just give Angel Reese a commission or send her a check by now. But jokes aside, it appears that she is actually paying her rent at this time by appearing indirectly in her podcasts. And he continued after this. He made a significant analogy. Curry, Steph, that's correct. The infantile killer Curry, Steph.
Steph Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love. You know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit, but I've never seen a guy consistently.
He claimed to be reminded of Steph by Caitlin Clark. Not because of her build or height, but rather because she is breaking down barriers in the same manner.
Like a perfect, normally office guy.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that people never seen before. She's doing stuff we've never seen before.
I quote Shaq as saying, that's my point. Steph is a normal-looking person who lacks LeBron's bulk and isn't particularly tall. He might pass for a typical office worker, but he occasionally performs things that we haven't seen him do before. According to Shaq, Caitlin is that type of player. She is changing people's perceptions of what is feasible. Angel is sitting there thinking in her mind, this is my podcast, as Shaq tells her that Caitlin is both legendary and untouchable on the court. What is the reason behind his standing ovation for Caitlin? This is really painful, to put it mildly. Let me tell you that in addition to being an NBA icon, Shaq serves as Angel Reese's mentor in a way. He is currently sitting there complimenting her opponent over her on her own podcast. It must be excruciatingly painful. Shaq isn't finished though. He continued by saying, I had my doubts about Caitlin, but she consistently disproved them. He even acknowledges that at first he was a hater, but Clark has now changed his attitude. Angel was clearly having trouble maintaining her composure, but Shaq is making it obvious. Caitlin Clark is authentic.
In the Final Four, I'm like, damn, and I was a hater because, I'm down with you. Like, she's not going to hit that shot, and bam, like, damn, she's not going to hit that shot, man. Like, if I say 10 times you're not going to hit the shot and you hit the shot, that means you're the truth.
Shaq delivers the last line to Angel. He asserts, if I doubt you 10 times and you hit that shot 10 times, then you're the truth. Since Caitlin Clark is, let's face it, doing things that have never been done before, fans are captivated with her because she is changing women's basketball, and Shaq notices, which is why he is telling the world about it in front of Angel. She is setting a new standard with her shooting, her court vision, and her complete mastery of the game. He's essentially admitting that Caitlin Clark is unstoppable and has the X element that makes her unforgettable, Angel, and she has nothing else to say. Indeed, Shaq has rendered her incomprehensible. After this podcast concluded, fans were going crazy, and Angel was struggling to understand why Shaq was placing Caitlyn on a pedestal directly in front of her. Did Shaq just call Caitlyn the GOAT on Angel's own podcast? Shaq basically told Angel that Caitlyn is the star. Comments began to pour in. People were unable to obtain adequate. Shaq even acknowledged that he first detested Caitlyn Clark, but as anticipated, Caitlyn's abilities won him over. Shaq's candor was more impactful than any dunk. He just expressed what everyone has been considering. Furthermore, Shaq's remarks are consistent with those of other commentators like Jason Whitlock and Rachel de Stephen A. Smith. His accolades simply serve to support the conclusions of these seasoned admirers that Caitlyn is the one attracting new followers, breaking records, and changing the course of history. They are merely stating what Caitlyn Clark brings to the court, and it is undeniable that she is creating history. Described her as a hybrid of a point guard with exceptional vision and Stephen Curry. This is more than a simple compliment. She is a once-in-a-generation player, according to Shaq. Angel is sitting there thinking, did Shaq just hijack my show to make Caitlyn sound like the GOAT? In the meantime, indeed, he did. We can all see how badly Shaq is acting, even if Angel is doing her best to keep up. When a legend you invited to your show tells the world that your greatest adversary is superior to you, it must be quite hurtful. This is when the exciting part begins. Caitlyn Clark has no intention of ceasing. She has a risky work ethic, and even during the off-season, she goes to the gym to practice. She is already a far better athlete than the majority of her peers, but she isn't displaying any symptoms of sloth or overconfidence. However, if we examine Angel Reese closely, she is acting in the exact opposite way from her purported competition. We all witnessed the missed layups she made this season, and let's face it, she was the league's worst shooter inside of 5T and possibly the team's most ineffective shooter. Despite all of these problems in her game, Angel Reese isn't concentrating on her flaws. She spends her time playing dress-up, being a fashion diva, and creating podcasts rather than going to the gym or honing her skills. You can view our most recent video, in which we talked about how Angel Reese is prioritizing her style and clothes over her real sport. This demonstrates a great deal about these guys' general mindset and style of play. One is already ahead of the curve and is still willing to sacrifice her playtime for this game, while the other isn't prepared to do so anytime soon. Shaq O'Neal has already expressed her opinions about Caitlyn Clark and how he was once a hater. He previously acknowledged that Angel Reese had blinded him, preventing her from ever realizing the potential and relevance of Caitlyn Clark's game. Earlier this year, Shaq himself declared that Caitlyn Clark is the best collegiate player to ever grace the game of women's basketball, which is enormous praise for a rookie WNBA player like Kane Clark who hasn't yet played more games and won any awards in the upcoming seasons. This is more than sufficient proof that Shaq O'Neal actually feels that Caitlyn Clark is a better player than her student Angel Reese, and that he believes what he says. Not only Angel, either Shaq makes it apparent that he believes Caitlyn is the greatest person alive and that no one can compare to her brilliance. Because the fact is that Caitlyn Clark is more than simply a three-point shooter. Putting aside her talent, court knowledge, and pre-play reading abilities, she is raising the standard. Analysts, players and fans are all chatting about how Caitlyn is bringing in a new era of women's basketball, and whether Angel likes it or not, Shaq has made it very apparent. She is out selling tickets, packing stadiums, and creating history for the entire team. Angel is attempting to maintain his dignity, but it's obvious that Shaq didn't show up to play nice after dropping the mic. He arrived to give credit where credit is due and believes Caitlyn Clark merits all of the attention she is receiving, if not more. What is the lesson, then? By comparing Caitlyn Clark to Steph Curry and calling her the truth, Shaq informed Angel Reese on her show that Caitlyn Clark is the true star of women's basketball. In essence, he is stating that she is the sport's future. Although Angel may not agree, Shaq is being honest when he says that Caitlyn Clark isn't merely here to compete but rather to dominate, and he has made this announcement directly to Angel's face. In your opinion, was Shaq overly ebullient, or is Caitlyn Clark truly the next big thing? Leave your comments below with your opinions. For more insightful commentary and highlights from the world of women's basketball, click the like button and subscribe.